one of the senior Democratic members in the House, Majority Whip, South Carolina Congressman Jim Clyburn. Congressman, always good to have you, sir. NBC News has learned that staff for the House and Senate staff met Thursday. The discussions, we're told, included COVID relief. What more can you tell us about those talks, and what's the realistic timeline for when something could get done?
Well, thank you very much for having me, Melvin. The problem is I don't know the answer to that question. I do know the discussions have started up. All these discussions seem to be at the staff level. I had a long talk with Speaker Pelosi last night, and we talked about this and a few other issues as well. But I'm not in the room, so I don't know exactly how to answer the question as to progress. I do know this: the Senate is not in town. And I do understand that there are 20 to 25 senators who do not want to do anything. So the question is whether or not Mitch McConnell will put a bill on the floor and get what senators he can from the Republican side and get the rest of them from the Democrats. And let's do what is necessary to get people's lives a little more in order.
We're getting a new snapshot of how much people are hurting financially right now. Some new research finds, quote, the U.S. poverty rate rose by nearly 2% over the summer, with about 7 million more Americans falling below the poverty line. The authors of this study connect the increase to the end of programs like the $600 weekly unemployment payments and one-time stimulus checks. You know how tough it's been for a lot of folks in your district there in South Carolina. Is this a situation where many folks are just going to have to wait until President-elect Biden is sworn in?
I hope not. We don't have to do that. We can do something in the next several days. I would hope that we can come up with something, give some immediate relief. People ought to have a better feeling about themselves and their surroundings going into the holidays. For them to go through so much uncertainty toward the end of the year, hoping and praying that things will get better after January 20th, could be too late for a lot of people. So I'm hopeful that we can get something done between now and then. Greg, I think the thing.
Oh, go ahead.
What we need to do, I think we need to just look at what the needs are. You just mentioned the poverty rate and what they say it contributed to that. Let's move immediately to do something about that, so these people will not be suffering that condition throughout the holiday season.
The president-elect just announced some new members of his incoming staff in positions like Social Secretary, Office of Legislative Affairs. NBC News is reporting that he's being pushed to name a person of color as his Health and Human Services Secretary, in part because the burden of this pandemic has had such a disproportionate impact on communities of color. You've been an indispensable advisor to the Biden team. Do you agree with that push?
Yes, I do. I think that I've seen several names of people of color that I think would be great. And I hope one of those that I heard will get the job.
And while I have you here, I have to ask you, the president-elect actually turned 78 today. It's Joe Biden's birthday. He will be sworn in as the oldest president in our country's history. When you look at the top Democratic leadership, Congressman, Speaker Pelosi is 80. The House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer is 81. You're the younger of them. You're 80 yourself. When do you foresee a transition of the party's top leadership roles to the next generation?
I think the transition has already taken place. The chair of our caucus, Hakeem Jeffries, is there. Catherine Klump is the assistant leader. The vice chair is Pete, whose last name is skipping me now. Pete is a young guy. So the transition is taking place. The vice chair, the chair, and assistant speaker positions. And Pelosi confirmed on yesterday or day before, according to reports I've seen, that this could very well be her last term. So it's taking place. I don't know that you have to have it all done at once. We are in maintaining stability of our movement in to new level of leadership.
Have you had any conversations with the incoming administration about a potential role?
You mean for myself?
Yes, for yourself.
Absolutely not.
No,
You
no
know
interest.
better.
No interest.
No, I have no interest in the Washington job that I want. I'm sitting in it, and I have no interest in being in the White House or in the cabinet. No, I'm not doing that.
A lot of times when people say no to me on those kinds of questions, I don't believe them. I believe you on that, Congressman Jim Clyburn. I believe you. Have a good weekend, sir. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.